I will be spending the next 18 weeks as Johnny Manziel inside Madden 26, but we've already been cut from the Browns, so we are starting from literally nothing. From making an NFL roster, to winning the starting job, to actually winning games, and I have just one goal: make the playoffs. Now, you might be wondering, why Johnny Manziel? Well, the other day, I was just scrolling TikTok, and the saddest edit popped up on my For You page.
I was a football player at one point in time.
What are you doing nowadays?
I'm just a guy now.
Just a guy.
Yeah, just a guy.
I just had to give this guy another chance, so over the next 18 weeks, that's exactly what I'll be doing, and I'll have to start all the way on day one. Well, hello, welcome to day one, where we are officially out of a job. My first goal is to find a team that could even use a quarterback, because, well, making the playoffs as a free agent, that's never been done before. And if we can't find a place to go, we might just have to join the Canadian League or something. But with our reputation, finding a team might just be impossible. No, definitely not.
3 hours later.
Alright, you guys, after scouring these rosters, I think I found it. We're going to Houston. Pretty loaded team, honestly, and somehow, after some convincing, the coaching staff was willing to take a shot on us. I mean, it's only a one-year deal, but if we play our cards right, who knows what can happen. But nothing was being handed to us down here. On day number 2, I sat down with Coach Bill O'Brien and tried to plead my case for the starting job, and that's where we ran into our next problem. The starting job was coming down to a preseason quarterback battle. Me versus this guy, Brian Hoyer. Over the next 3 weeks, Coach is looking at these 3 things: passing yards, passing touchdowns, and completion percentage. We take care of those, the job is ours. We don't? Well, hello Canada. Oh, and did I mention we're a 66 overall, normal dev, playing on the hardest difficulty in the game, so yeah, the deck is stacked against us big time. In week 1 of the preseason, we started the day on the bench watching Brian Hoyer go to work, and honestly, seeing him out there, I wasn't all that nervous. And this is probably his last drive of this first game, so I'm crossing my fingers he doesn't throw an absolute dime to the end zone or just, drive the ball 85 yards to the end zone. Okay. I mean, that's a positive play for him, but that might be like his one highlight today, and it was a 10-yard dump off, and we're going to go back to a screen here to Alfred Blue, and it's going nowhere. All right, so, I mean, what, 20 yards passing for Brian Hoyer, assuming he doesn't really do anything for the rest of this drive? By the time I got out there, I felt like I didn't have to do much. We got a couple of nice completions early, but I learned pretty quickly how difficult this was really going to be. We were slower than I expected, like much slower. We narrowly escaped pressure on one play, only to get sacked immediately after. Not a great start, but there was a silver lining. A 3rd and long conversion, followed by a half-decent scramble up the sideline. And then we threw a pick right to a second-string defense. But wait, hold on, it gets better. Dude, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. 1 week into this QB battle, and Hoyer looks like the better option, while we look like nothing but a liability. So in week 2, I was determined to turn things around. But first up again was Hoyer, and watching him take all the reps with the starters while we were stuck with the backups didn't exactly feel fair. And even worse, he looked kinda good out there. But hey, so far, it's nothing we couldn't overcome. Or so I thought. Oh my goodness. That was a dot. That was a freaking dime. That is a perfect throw. I thought about maybe spiking his Gatorade or something, but then I thought, if I can't beat Brian Hoyer in a preseason QB battle, I probably don't deserve to be in this league at all. So for now at least, we'll settle for doing things the right way. With an enormous mountain to climb, we hit the field and got straight to work. No interceptions, no turnovers, we needed a near perfect performance. Then, backed up in my own end zone on a crucial 3rd down, disaster. Oh my god. You're kidding me! There was now a real possibility we'd get cut before we even hit the locker room. So I decided, what the hell, might as well start airing it out. But again, we're stuck with the backups, and they were doing us no favors. It felt like we still had so much to prove and not enough time to prove it. So I did what any desperate quarterback would do. Coach wants us to run, but you know what? I don't care what Coach wants. We are going to audible to a pass, get some extra yards, and if he wants to run, we'll run. Oh my god, what a juke. Holy sh**. Let's just dump it off to Blue. Can you get in the end zone? Oh my god, thank you, Blue. That was a pretty good drive from us. Aside from the fact we almost lost our life, but that was a pretty good drive. We found a score, but it still didn't feel like enough. I wanted to show Coach we could use our legs, something that could set us apart from Hoyer, but it wasn't going all that great. Yeah, alright, dead drive there. We actually get the ball back, and the smart thing to do is to drain the clock and win this game, but it's the preseason, and I'm fighting for my life right now. Oh my, who is that? Dude, they're so they're faster than I am. This is not going well for us. We need to just make our reads. Catch the ball. What a dot for Manziel. For me. What a dot for me. All right, we're back in this thing. Even with all the struggling, week 2 might have been the first time we actually outperformed Hoyer. But this battle was neck and neck, and heading into the final week, everything was on the line. 2 weeks in, and the starting job is still anyone's to take, and we've got one half to change that. But Hoyer came out firing, and I hate to admit it, but he looked like a real quarterback out there. And when he put one in the end zone to start the day, I knew we had an all-out war on our hands. He wasn't making huge splash plays, but he was consistently making the right read. 5 yards here, 6 yards there, Hoyer looked surgical. And they're definitely keeping it in the air right here. Oh my, a wobbler as he's... Wow. Hats off, Brian Hoyer, I'm impressed. As he gets hit, a wobbly pass. Wow. We have a mountain. A absolute mountain to climb right now. And we have to do it with the second string offense. We're going to start with a nice 4-yard completion. All right. Because not only do we need to get in the end zone, our completion percentage needs to go up. Because Hoyer was dinking and dunking pretty effortlessly. So we'll take these couple of these throws right here. Actually, that's the first team offense out there. Can I layer that one over the top of the... Okay, that was a really dangerous throw. Oh my... Got my heart racing. So not the best first drive from us. But we're going right back at it. Huge. And he misses the tackle. And he hits a juke. A 45-yard gain for us right there. That was massive. Oh my gosh. I'm not seeing the field well at all right now. All right, I slipped coach a 50 on the sidelines. He's going to let us go for this. What a throw! What a throw! And the skinny white dude strikes again. All of this work, we still haven't been able to get in the end zone. I'm hoping that can change on this drive because dang do we need it. Set our feet. Hit that throw. All right, we're cooking right now. Here's the thing. Coach wants to run it. I'm trying to get in the end zone. We're going against the grain. That's a touchdown. That tight end, I think that's the guy that's dropped like 5 passes this preseason. I was really hoping we'd get another chance out there, but whatever we had, it was going to have to be enough. Preseason was officially over, and I had no clue which way this battle was going to swing. Then coach called Hoyer and me into his office for the final stat reveal. Hoyer went 30 for 37 for 265 yards, and 81% completion percentage, and 3 touchdowns. While we were 22 of 33 for 345 yards, 66% completion percentage, and 3 touchdowns with 1 interception. It really could not have been any closer. But after looking at the stark difference in passing yards, plus our extra yards on the ground, we had flashed just enough to win the starting job. And just like that, we are one step closer to making the playoffs. But as we got up to leave coach's office, already trying to figure out what club we'd be celebrating at tonight, coach's parting words made one thing very clear. We were on a short leash, one bad game, and we would lose everything we just worked for. Week 1 was officially here, and to make the playoffs, we needed at least 10 wins to get us there. Early on in our regular season debut, we were seriously feeling the pressure, but we settled in and started leaning on the weapons around us. First, it was Cecil Shorts on a big catch and run, and then Arian Foster with a nice run to the edge. But if I'm being honest, I was eager to make a statement of my own, which didn't always lead to the best results. With Aaron Donald in our face, we forced an ugly throw right into the hands of the defense. LA cashed it in with 7, and I could already feel coach's eyes on me. One more mistake, and we were definitely getting pulled in our debut. So we went back to work, tried to put the pick behind us, and started leaning on the best weapon this team has, DeAndre Hopkins. But the only downside to that is if Hopkins wasn't open, we genuinely didn't know what to do with the football. Thankfully, on 2nd and forever, inside Rams territory, we looked his way again. Hopkins is pressed over there. I don't know if we have the deep ball accuracy to do something. We're going to go for it. DeAndre Hopkins. That's our first NFL touchdown. And it was a pretty good ball. When we got the ball back in a tie game with a minute left, I was already picturing the celebration of leading a game-winning drive. But we're going to throw it up to Hopkins. That is a crazy interception. Holy. Okay, horrible read by me. Let's get that out of the way. But wow. That's just insane. But even after that, the football gods decided to mess with us one more time. We heaved up a Hail Mary, drew a pass interference in the end zone, and got the ball back with one more play from the 1-yard line. Shockingly, coach didn't want to put the game in our hands and opted to just send the game into overtime. And honestly, I can't say I disagree with the call. But by the time we got the ball in OT, we were already flustered. Oh my god, hitters were thrown. Do we have to punt this? I don't know about you guys. I would so much rather lose this game than have a tie. So we're going to go for it. Probably really bad. Holy shit. Oh my god. Well, we sold this game 3 different times. If we somehow manage to get the ball back, we're probably going to tie, honestly. Okay, Todd Gurley. Okay, Todd Gurley with your good knee. What the hell is that? Please, 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 please. I mean, that's just a gimme, isn't it? We drop our season opener, and this one falls squarely on us. Let's look at the bright side, okay? 20 for 38, a 52% completion percentage. That's god-awful. 1 touchdown, 2 picks, okay? And we throw for nearly 300 yards. That's not nothing. In week 2, the reality of trying to make the playoffs as a 66 overall was setting in fast. See, that's my problem. I think I see nothing's open, so I drift thinking I'm going to scramble, but I'm so slow. And I never fail to not realize, and that's an interception. Dude, we are not proving the haters wrong. Coming out of the half, down 14-0, Coach all but told me, find a way to win this game or kiss my starting job goodbye. We need something to change in a big-time way. That's a good throw. I mean, across the field, that's an underrated throw right there. That's a good throw too. We got a red pass, but that was good. We're moving right now. You never know what version of Johnny Manziel you're going to get. Hopkins is open across the middle, and we had beautiful time in the pocket right there. We're cooking. We're going to slide. Ooh, just so much in me wanted me to just kind of try to push that to the end zone, but no way was that happening. Seashell shorts. Oh my, thank goodness. All right, we're in this one. I feel like we're playing with fire right now. We are really throwing it all over the field, and I don't like that. I mean, I do like that, but I don't like. I'm getting antsy now. I feel like a pick is coming. I almost want to just call a run play and just give myself some time to breathe and hopefully let Arian Foster break something open. But I don't know that we can afford a dead run play. But Cecil Shorts, dude, underrated. Hopkins has been doing good today, but this guy's been the grinder, the chain mover. Hopkins is open again over the middle. All the room in front of him. Cut upfield. That's a touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins with a touchdown. He did all the work there, but it's a tie game. We sold so hard last week that we need a win today in like the biggest way. And so far so good, man. I mean, all things considered, we just went over 300 yards. 3 straight unanswered touchdowns later, we're up on the Bucs 21-14 with 30 seconds left. I hit the sideline feeling on top of the world. For at least one more week, our job was safe. After 3 straight Jameis Winston throwaways, it all comes down to this. It's going to be a Hail Mary to end the game. He loads it up if we lose, or if we overtime this. A flag! This is what happened to us last week. How do we make this mistake now? Quentin Demps, they have one play. They got it. They got it. 2 straight overtime games to open the season, and I was worried this one would end the exact same way last week did. So even if they don't score, we manage to hold them somehow. If they drain all the clock, we have no time to really work with. Oh my God! What a pick! Quentin Dempsey redeemed herself. Holy man. All is forgiven, dude. I mean, not really. We have to win the game, but man. These first few weeks are taking years off my life, but we found a receiver on a walk-off touchdown and got our first win of the season. 1 win down and only 9 to go. Post-game, we snapped a pic with our old college buddy, Mike Evans, and then it was straight to thinking about week 3. But first, practice. I'll be honest, I've never been really big on practice. We made it to the league just fine without it, so why change things up now? And to be fair, no amount of practice could have prepared me for what week 3 would bring. Our first division game of the season, we absolutely needed a win, but on the road and in the rain, it wasn't going to be easy. We got out to an early lead, and right before halftime, I was feeling pretty good about our chances. Until this happened. You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. Oh my God. A Hail Mary. That is insane. And little did I know that Hail Mary would be the difference. The game came down to a must-have 4th and goal with 7 seconds left, and things didn't break our way. Cecil Shorts! Cecil Shorts! No! I can't believe that's how we lose this one. That is so heartbreaking. At this point, sitting at 1-2, coming off back-to-back gut punches, I could feel the clock ticking on this whole experiment. We handled business against a lowly Titans team to give us win number 2, but beating a team with a worse quarterback situation than ours isn't exactly a confidence booster. So needing 8 more wins to make the playoffs, we traveled up to Baltimore. There's, oh my gosh. I'm gonna try it. That is a perfect throw! Let's go! But that was a throw. That was a Texas A&M throw right there. All right, Arian, give us a touchdown. All right, we have a lead, and I'm looking at Hopkins over there. I'm going for it. Screwed. I feel dangerous. And we got him in stride. What even is our deep accuracy? I mean, we're doing really good today. Like I said, this could be our breakout game. It's not quite breakout level yet, but we've had a couple of really amazing throws. Oh, I didn't see him. I did not see that guy. Man, dude, even when we do 100 things right, we just can't get out of our own way sometimes. We held on to beat the Ravens, giving us win number 3 in what was our first real explosive performance of the season, but still blemished by the kind of self-inflicted mistakes that were starting to feel a bit like a habit. Thankfully, it was now the bye week, so I decided to sit down, watch some Johnny Manziel highlights, and get outside and throw the ball around, basically anything I could think of to channel some of that Manziel magic. Okay, maybe not anything. I felt good, refreshed, ready to get back out there and attack the rest of the season, right up until I saw who our next opponent was. The Seattle Seahawks and the Legion of Boom.
I'll have that drink now.
We'd never faced a defense like this before. Richard Sherman, Cam Chancellor, Bobby Wagner, Earl Thomas, and the list goes on. Oh, and one more thing. We have a DeAndre Hopkins dev trade upgrade on the line today, and it'll only take 6 catches and 125 yards against the best defense in football to get him there. Time to see if our Manziel transformation methods paid off. There are literally stars everywhere on this defense. This is actually so... I don't even know who that is. This is actually so scary. I want to get DeAndre Hopkins involved because if he gets his X Factor, that could set us up not... Oh my god, I don't even have time to think. This is going to be the worst time. I'm looking at... there's nothing open. But thank goodness we have the defense we have because they're going to hold us. Oh my gosh, dude, I have no time. So we're going to have to win this with quick reads. That's definitely not one of them. Oh my. So lucky that wasn't picked. We have no idea. It's still 0-0, but it feels like already it's like 100-0. But we're going to escape. Oh my gosh, this is the biggest run we've ever had. Just get out of bounds. I do not want to take that hit. I don't like that the first quarter is like already over and we haven't gotten Hopkins involved whatsoever. That's not bode well for his X Factor, but that does. Touchdowns don't really matter for his X Factor, but yards do. So that's a catch for like 7 yards. Okay, well, that's a start. Hopkins on a streak. I don't know if I like that, but I do like Cecil Shorts there if we can get him in stride. Amazing throw. I'm not giving up on Hopkins yet. We only really have gotten him 1 catch, which that's my fault. But honestly, there's not been anything we can do. Oh my, there's not. I mean, these deep developing routes we can't hit because they just don't have time to get open. They just scored an 81-yard touchdown. Oh, okay. So, oh my gosh. So just like that, we are losing, and we get the ball back on our 1-yard line. That is not good. Give to Hopkins. Please hold on to it. Okay, thank you. Give us a little bit of breathing room here. Despite how hard it's been to actually have time in the pocket and actually make these reads and all the incompletions and all the sacks, we haven't turned the ball over yet. I say yet because I'm just assuming it's going to happen at some point, but I mean, that's promising. In the fourth quarter, it's 10-10. This has been a defensive battle through and through. Not a whole lot of offense in this one, but I want to change that, starting with DeAndre Hopkins. Okay, he's got 5 catches, 43 yards. So we really only need 1 more catch. If we can get 1 catch for 120 yards, we're chilling. We're right there. Where there's a will, there's a way, though. He caught that. I'd love to see it. We just got to put on the cape and just start slinging this thing. Nah, never mind. That is not what we should have done. We might have just given the game away. Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that. I was so focused on getting DeAndre Hopkins' targets. That's not good. I don't think we can afford to just try to force it to Hopkins. Unless he's open. He's got to step on all of them, but we just threw it a little bit behind. Hopkins, sit down. Oh, man. I mean, these are really tight windows we're trying to thread here. Get there. That's not a first down, is it? Dang it. So that went about as well as you'd expect, and for the first time all season, the loss hit me in a different way. The team was relying on us, and seeing how we'd let them down evoked an unfamiliar feeling. Was this guilt? So in week 8, I felt more determined than I had all season. Not for myself, but for my team. But the 49ers had trap game written all over them. After falling behind 14-0, the energy on the sideline was palpable. A loss today doesn't just hurt our playoff chances, it probably cost us this locker room too. So we settled in. I stood in the pocket, took the hits, but kept driving the ball down the field. We found Hopkins in the end zone, but San Francisco, despite being 1-6 on the season, wasn't throwing in the towel. We delivered another touchdown strike right as the half expired, and for the first time all afternoon, there was a little bit of hope in the air. Then coming out of the break, we made what might just be our best throw of the season. A deep bomb dropped right in the bucket for Hopkins to take in for another touchdown. After facing a staggering deficit early, the game was now tied. And by this point, Hopkins and I had a real connection going. But San Francisco kept pace every step of the way. Every score was matched, and by the end of it, they had spoiled our comeback with a field goal as time expired. I didn't really know what to make of this loss. We had just played perhaps the best football of our lives. Over 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, not a single turnover, and we still lost. Our best game of the season by far, and we still came up short. And that's when it actually hit me. This wasn't the first time we'd been here. We were making the same mistakes, just in a different uniform. The only difference is, in Cleveland, we never did anything about it. We were supposed to be the leader of this team, and so far, we've just been riding in the passenger seat, not exactly being a model teammate along the way. With 9 more weeks and the toughest stretch yet to come, it was time to change our approach. For the first time since, I don't know, maybe high school, we gave practice 100%. Later, we took the O-line out for a night on the town, but hold on, it's okay, delete your comment, I was the DD. And by the time the next opponent rolled around, I decided it was time to stop playing scared. Time to show the league what it's been waiting 3 years to see. Goodbye, Johnny Manziel. Hello, Johnny Football.
This is the Johnny Manziel we've all been waiting to see.
I can't believe it, but Johnny Manziel has me excited about Texans football again.
Their wins aren't pretty, but man, are they fun to watch.
Johnny Manziel might have finally figured out the NFL.
Nobody is talking about it, but Houston has quietly won 4 of their last 5.
We were now just 2 wins away from securing those playoffs, and with 4 weeks left, that meant we only had to win half of our remaining games. A pretty reasonable task, right? Well, that's what I thought. Because standing between us and those playoffs were the 8-5 Arizona Cardinals, the Indianapolis Colts hot on our tail in the division race, and the 11-3 Oakland Raiders, the number 1 seed in the AFC. So yeah, all of a sudden, winning 2 games was far from a guarantee. And in week 15, the pressure got to us early. Oh, that's an interception. What am I doing? Oh my gosh, he didn't move. Let's lay him out at least. Did we? I don't even know what happened there. D-hop? No, that's a pick. Oh my goodness. Our second of the day. I thought he had some separation. I really did. Just like that, after our hot streak, we came crashing, and I mean crashing, back down to earth. At 8-6, with 3 weeks left, 2 wins still needed, the odds just shifted in a colossal way. I won't lie to you, even playing this one at home, the 11-3 Oakland Raiders were the scariest team we'd faced since Seattle. Holy dude, Khalil Mack is so fast off the edge. Oh, we are in for a game today. Khalil Mack already off the edge with that spin move, dude. Every play, I'm just watching what he does. But it's pretty obvious that today we just have to get the ball out quick. Not only get the ball out quick, but make the right reads every single time. And throw a good pass would be helpful too. Oh my gosh, they're just jumping and swatting passes now.
They fly now!
Our defense has come up huge already. 2 turnovers, 2 interceptions, I believe. That's been huge. But oh my gosh, we have like no time. I mean, we somehow get that one off for a 5-yard gain, but we need to get in the end zone and bust this game wide open. That's what we need to do. I'm looking at Washington up the seam right here, or Foster on the Texas over the middle. I'm really nervous of Khalil Mack on that edge. I'm not gonna lie, he's been bullying our line for most of the day already. Can we hold on to that? That's a touchdown. Let's go. We are on the board first. Because this is such a big game, I want to see what our defense can do. I mean, their offense is really good. We've already had 2 takeaways, but there's Derek Carr, who just, holy shit. Derek Carr. A Latavius Murray handoff. Man, of course the drive we jump in here and spectate is going to be the drive they score on. Another handoff. Wow, we cannot stop the run at all. 11 rushes, 73 yards for Latavius Murray. And we haven't even begun to even talk about prime Amari Cooper or Michael Crabtree. And that's just a touchdown. Wow, okay, they tie it right back up. Oh my god, dude! Khalil Mack is in our face before we can think. We need a miracle on this play. But there's Khalil Mack again. This is a nightmare. We might need to like slide protection to Khalil Mack's way. So we'll do a half slide to the right. I usually never do that, but he's been wrecking this game so far today. I mean, it looked like it worked. It kind of looked like it worked. Wait, be patient, be patient. Yes, yes. Wow, okay, that was great. That was the most time in the pocket we've had all afternoon. Boot there. We're going to try it. Hopkins. Oh, at the 1-yard line. All right, we're not going to get cute. Now's not the time to try anything crazy. Just let Arian Foster punch it in, give us the lead, and it's up to our defense to close this one out, hopefully. Okay, they have to go 80 yards. They have 3 timeouts to do it in 2 minutes. Oh, J.J. Watt! JJ Watt is there. A 9-yard sack on first down. Clock is ticking. Incomplete pass. It's 3rd and 19. But can our secondary hold up? That is the question. Another pressure. Okay, good. We got to start thinking about what we can do when we get the ball back, because they do still have 3 timeouts. So we need to at least convert 1 first down. Let's say get it right here. Oh my gosh, I was so worried he was going to somehow whip back around and catch that. We're pulling out the QB sneak. This could go so badly. Come on. He's in. Let's go. If you had told me at the beginning of the season that 66 overall Johnny Manziel would go on to upset the #1 seed, I'd have assumed you were talking about the Arena League or something. With every passing week, the dream was getting closer and closer, and in week 17, it looked like we were going to come right out and take it. We opened the day with a run into the end zone that made everyone feel like they were watching 2012 A&M again. We followed it up with a strike over the middle to Arian Foster, giving us a 14-0 lead before the first quarter had even ended. But the Chargers were fighting for a playoff berth of their own, and they weren't just laying down. Then late in the third quarter, holding only a 4-point lead, we forced a throw that went the other way for a San Diego touchdown. And for the first time all afternoon, we were behind. But we were able to bounce back and throw another touchdown to reclaim the lead. But on 4th down, with 30 seconds left, come on. Wow, no pressure. That's a shot. No! Who was that? Why was he so wide open in the back of the end zone? Danny Woodhead? The white running back? We lost, and that only meant one thing. This entire season, our entire goal came down to one more game. Win, and the division title and a playoff spot are ours. Lose, and everything we'd worked for is gone. Heading into this one, I was pretty nervous. I feared maybe we'd use up all our luck just getting here. But for better or worse, we were going to play our game and leave everything we had out on the field. We got the day started with a quick strike to our tight end, who rolled over a defender and took it for 22 yards. Then we handed it to Arian Foster, let him go to work, and that's when I knew if we had any hope in this game, it needed to be a team effort. We gave it to Foster one more time at the goal line, and just like that, we had the first points of the game. But that first drive was not a sign of things to come. The Colts defense tightened up, and for nearly the rest of the first half, we struggled to find any rhythm. We got the ball back with 2 minutes left before the break, and to me, it was a must-have drive. But the Colts were relentless. We couldn't escape the pressure and got buried deep in our backfield for a sack. Then on 3rd and long, we drift back in the pocket, spot our target deep down the field, and our receiver rips it down in one-on-one coverage to keep the drive alive. A few strong completions later, we were back in the end zone with a strike over the middle, taking the lead right before the half. I felt good, and right out of halftime, I thought maybe we could widen the gap, but I wasn't prepared for the biggest threat in this game, myself. Oh my gosh. I've thrown that exact interception maybe 15 times this season, just right over the middle. I don't see the linebacker underneath for whatever reason. Instead of going up 2 scores in the biggest game of the year, I had handed Andrew Luck and the Colts a free touchdown. Knowing they were only in this game because of my own mistake was another kind of disappointment. I was determined not to let this team down, not any more than I already had. We tacked on a field goal, but a 3-point lead in a must-win game is not exactly where I want to be. With the third quarter winding down, I was ready to take a shot. Hopkins, please. Yes! DeAndre Hopkins, he gets tackled, he gets wrapped up at the 9. What a throw, what a play. The league's leading receiver came up clutch when we needed him most, and just like we've done 100 times this year, we hooked up one more time in the end zone, extending the lead to 10. Then the Colts get on the board, cut the game to 3, and with under 2 minutes left, all we needed to do was move the chains one more time. 1 first down, and we'd secure win number 10. I think 1 more first down should do it. I should throw it to Hopkins. Oh, no! That's going for 6. Oh my goodness. 2 picks from us. Oh, I can't believe he just did that. I thought Hopkins had him boxed out. So 2 interceptions later, down 4, we got the ball back with 1 minute left. Every mistake we'd made, every touchdown we'd thrown, the entire season came down to one final drive. Already backed up in our own territory, facing a 3rd and long. No matter what, we go for it on 4th. So we have 2 plays to get 10 yards, and that's a good start. Foster, go! Hurry to the line. I'm not using a timeout. They are pressing Hopkins, but that hasn't really worked for us the past few times we've seen it. R1. We get it there, get it there, get it there. 4th and 5. Hurry to the line, hurry to the line. We need something quick. Oh, we don't even have time to really run any audibles. We had time in the pocket. Just catch that. Go, 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 go. Out of bounds. Out of bounds. 28 seconds. Hopkins isn't on the field. That's not good. It all comes down to us. Everything we've done this season. I had something there. I'm just going to have to throw it away. I had a touchdown there. I know I did. What do we got here? Foster! Take us home, dude! Yes, that was even Foster. That was Alfred Blue. The backup running back. We've done it. Surely we've done it. We had done it. 10 wins, the division title, and a playoff spot secured. We took a 66 overall player the NFL gave up on and turned him into an 80 overall quarterback who, in a single season, threw for 4,272 yards, 27 touchdowns to 18 interceptions, and added another 527 yards and 5 scores on the ground. So did we rewrite history? Well, with a brand new 4-year contract extension, Johnny Manziel's future is once again secured. For now.